Hello, dear Pat. Okay, so this is a 12 by 16 piece, and it's usually the smallest I work on. However, I do have a few canvases that are these 4 by 6, and the reason why I even thought about these is that you talked about your girls, and how cool would it be to have it be a set that one day each could have one of. I think this size may push your budget maybe outside your budget just a little bit. You know, and depending on what's happening in my life at that time, I would only need like, you know, maybe a month or two lead time if that helps with the money. I'm pretty sure though that I could do a double set like this in that budget. The opals I have now are I don't know how these will show up on my mount, but I can take them later too. But here's some rough opals. Kind of fun, right? And then I have some really beautiful cut opals. Yowzy. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And then here are some rough pieces too. So I've got stuff for a lot of really great texture as far as the cuts are concerned. And these I would just use, I'd use several, probably a mix of them, regardless of what I end up picking. Goodness sakes. So there's that, and then I use, in most pieces, I use a lot of quartz sand. I use recycled mirror glass. Like here's some recycled mirror glass that these are like leftover from a project, but can kind of give you an idea of how something could look. Obviously not in one of these shapes specifically, but you know, swaths of that through it, and then of course some really amazing different pigments, and we would pick those out, whatever colors you would like. I often use quartz crystals more times than not in pieces. None of this is going to raise the price if we decide to put the quartz crystals or the glass or any of that other stuff in there. I do request that the money be paid beforehand, before we start, and the sooner the better, just because I kind of can get filled up sometimes. Something else I wanted to show you that's kind of neat. I've got this really cool premium glass. It's called Opalite, and you find it in almost every crystal store, but it is man-made, but it's really expensive. It's like the cost of regular crystals, and I think that a bunch of that could be really gorgeous. Yeah, so like here's some that are smaller to give you an idea of what could happen with the two mini canvases. totally spitballing here, but you know, something like that. And then there'd be pigments or paints in here. For contrast. Also, black sand would actually be really beautiful, I bet. And then just placing the actual genuine opals throughout. Yeah, I can't be precious about it. I'm sorry. They all want to go on their rounded edges. The flat edges are. I'm gonna pick the prettiest ones, of course. And you could even add something like rose quartz in there. You know, the Everlasting Love stones, like these are genuine rose quartz. So I don't know if this is helping you at all. If this is giving you any sort of an idea of what it could look like. What I'm getting at is we have a million options, and it's definitely something unique and impressive, right? Like, people get really excited about having original art, especially something that's got actual gemstones in it. So yeah, I'll figure out what the prices would be, and I'll attach all that for you. All right, thanks for thinking of me.